across to Baku now and speak to Esmira Jafarova. She is a board member of the Center of Analysis of International Relations, a policy think tank in Azerbaijan. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm trying to understand how this conflict has now spilled so far outside of the Nagorno-karabakh region and how Armenia continues to attack civilian areas outside the actual disputed area. What kind of strategy is that?
Well, yes. First of all, Nagorno-Karabakh is not a disputed area. It's an international recognized territory of Azerbaijan, which has been under occupation for about 30 years by Armenian armed forces. And secondly, yes, today, Barda was the next victim of the war crimes committed continuously by Armenian armed forces against our cities and civilians. 2 consecutive times, there were attacks against Barda within 24 hours. Using Smerch type of cluster munitions, killing more than 20, wounding about 70 civilians. This has been the biggest casualties among civilians in a single attack that has happened so far. This is apparently, again, a blatant violation of humanitarian law, a war crime committed by Armenia against our civilians, because the civilians have to be protected under international law. There are laws that govern the armed conflict, which Armenia is blatantly violating, especially in the run-up to the Geneva meeting that has to happen soon. So this actually demonstrates the position and the intention of Armenia's government, attacking Barda, attacking Ganja, attacking our Azerbaijani cities, Tartar, Gedabay, Akjabadi, Göygöl, you name it. There have been so many cities attacked within the shortest time frame that it is really appalling to see how Armenia is trying to revenge its battleground losses on our civilians. This is absolutely reprehensible and has to be condemned in the strongest possible terms.
Okay. And how much, has this conflict now become an issue of proxy powers? For example, right now with so much acrimony between France and Turkey, for example, do you think Nagorno-Karabakh will feel the consequences of that?
Well, again, I will repeat what Azerbaijan has said on numerous occasions and many times, that the third countries have to refrain from getting engaged in Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, because this is a war between Armenia and Azerbaijan. It has to stay so. Azerbaijan is fighting to liberate its internationally recognized territories from the foreign occupation. So the foreign powers, the third countries, they have to keep their neutrality. As to what you mentioned, France is one of the co-chairs of the Minsk group, and it has to preserve its neutrality. As it concerns Turkey, Turkey has extended its strong political support to Azerbaijan, but not more than that. And we really appreciate and we really are thankful to our Turkish brothers for supporting just position of Azerbaijan. And Turkey is doing it not only because we have good, friendly, brotherly terms with Turkey, also because Turkey supports international law, because international law is on Azerbaijan's side. As you know, there are 4 United Nations Security Council resolutions that demand full, unconditional, and immediate withdrawal of all occupying forces from the international recognized territories of Azerbaijan.
But as you say that, we know international law is often ignored. So how do you see this conflict actually being resolved?
Well, Azerbaijan said many times before this outbreak of hostilities that Armenia is provoking Azerbaijan. Last year, Prime Minister Pashinyan declared unilaterally that Nagorno-Karabakh is Armenia, and then Armenia engaged on numerous political and military provocations against Azerbaijan over these 2 years. And the last one was September 27th, after which Azerbaijan embarked on this extensive counteroffensive operation in order to liberate its territories. So as Azerbaijan says, we are always ready for a peaceful solution of the conflict, provided that Azerbaijani territories must be liberated. If Armenia agrees to liberate our territories and gives us a clear timetable according to the Resolution 853 of the United Nations Security Council, then Azerbaijan would immediately stop the military operations, and we will be ready to peaceful negotiations and see Armenia withdrawing from our territories as soon as possible. However, what we see from the statements coming from the Armenia's top brass, they're not ready to, they don't want to liberate our territories. And the other day, Nikol Pashinyan blatantly said that there is no political solution, diplomatic solution to this conflict. And now we're seeing again these attacks repeated against our civilians. So as you see it, the political solution seems to be rather elusive at the moment.
Okay, Esmira Jafarova, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us from Baku.